Every day, we process thousands of raw experiences. Minor choices, brief interactions, and sudden conflicts hit our consciousness as a massive, unreadable wall of raw data. To make sense of dense, chaotic documents, we rely on a design principle called visual hierarchy. It is a system of formatting that assigns varying levels of visual weight to text, telling our eyes exactly what matters most. This timeline of daily life events shows how our brains attempt to do the exact same thing emotionally. We assign weight to specific memories in an effort to organize our lives into a coherent narrative. But human instinct carries a biological flaw. Our brain unconsciously clings to trauma. The painful moments swell up and command all of our attention, forcing positive life lessons to shrink and vanish. Leaving our memories formatting entirely up to raw instinct makes us prisoners to our worst days. To build a functional narrative, we have to take conscious control over how we edit our reality. The first unconscious formatting tool our brain uses is bold text. These bolded moments represent the heavy, damaging days that easily hijack our attention. When we are trapped in the middle of a terrible event, the harm feels absolute. It presses down on us, appearing suffocating and permanent. However, that permanence is a cognitive illusion. The events that appear to inflict the most visible harm are often structurally fragile. Think about ink on a page. The bold mark disappears easily when a drop of water falls on it. A moment of active emotional release, or simply the passage of time, can instantly dissolve a massive threat. Seeing the fragile nature of our worst traumas allows us to process harm directly. We can acknowledge the pain without letting it dictate the rest of the story. Interpersonal conflict triggers a different set of instincts. During an argument, our default reaction is to meet rigid force with rigid force, resulting in a head-on collision. This diagram illustrates the concept of italics. By slightly slanting our perspective right before impact, we protect our boundaries. Changing the angle of the interaction allows the incoming aggressive energy to glance off and continue on a different path. Choosing the slant preserves your agency. This protective measure keeps your internal logic intact while external pressure slides away. By mastering the italic lean, we navigate daily friction smoothly. We maintain our peace and keep our personal integrity intact. Once the dust settles on an event, we enter the introspection phase. This is the period where we attempt to evaluate the situation and record our life lessons. The mistake we often make here is relying on passive reflection. Simply making a mental note in passing is the psychological equivalent of underlining a sentence with a pencil, because things deteriorate every second. Without active reinforcement, your memory decays, and those faint, penciled-in realizations disappear completely. The antidote is conscious highlighting. We have to deliberately and vibrantly encode our best decisions into our minds so they stay visible. If we fail to actively highlight our positive choices, natural mental decay guarantees we will repeat the exact same mistakes tomorrow. These three cognitive tools, dissolving the bold, leaning into the italics, and highlighting the right decisions, form a complete system for mental information design. When we return to the chaotic wall of raw daily experiences, we are now viewing it through a trained, introspective eye. The massive volume of raw data organizes itself into a navigable layout. The threats wash out, the conflicts slide by, and the best decisions remain front and center. Very few people possess this specific perspective. Having it allows you to see the structure of your own psychological landscape with clarity. You have ceased to be a passive reader of your own story. By selecting how you format your memories, you take over the layout of your future.